Leetcode number 5A8, design an in-memory file system. First off, we need to define that map, which is going to be this file system equals to empty the bracket. And the first method that we're going to implement is the ls method. We're going to take the path and we're going to split it by the /. And we're going to filter it to get rid of all of the empty strings. This will make sure that we only have the directories and the actual file names remaining. And then we want to instantiate dir equals this.fs because we need to be able to keep track of where we are in the data structure. Now we want to loop through array. So while array.length, let next equals array.shift. This means that we're looking at the next either directory or the file name. So if we found that type of dir bracket next bracket equals string, this means that we found a file name, in which case we can just return a list that contains that file name, which return bracket next bracket. Outside of the if, we would set dir equals dir bracket next bracket. This ensures that we're looking at the next nested level of the directory. At the very end, if we have not found any file names, this means that we want to return object.keys of dir, and we want to call .sort on it because we want to do lexicographical sort. Moving on to the make directory method. We do the same thing, let array equals the split, and then we also instantiate the directory to be this.fs. Now for this one, we basically need to be creating directories if they don't exist. So we'll have a while loop while array.length is not 0. Next is going to be array.shift. And if dir bracket next bracket does not exist, this means that we need to go ahead and create it. So we have to do dir bracket next bracket equal to curly bracket. Outside of this, we want to set dir equals dir of next, and this will continue on until our array is empty. Now for the add content to file function. We do the same two things in the beginning, instantiate dir, and then for this, we actually want to do something a little bit different. We want to check to see while array.length is greater than 1. Now, this is because at the very end, we want to do something with the actual file name. So we don't want to wait until the array length is empty. We want to stop at when the array length is greater than 1. So we do the same, next equals array.shift. And here we actually want to create a directory if it does not exist. And so we do that. We have the same logic as before. And outside of this while loop, we have let file name equal array.shift. We want to do this because we want to get that last file name and we want to add the content to that file name. So we're going to take that map again, dir bracket file name bracket equals, and here it's possible that we have not created this file name yet, in which case we would do dir bracket file name bracket or empty string because we want to add content to either existing content in that file or just to an empty string because maybe we don't have that file yet. And that is for add content to file. Finally, we have read content from file. We do the same thing as the previous methods, but in this one, we actually want to read out the content from file. So at the very end, after the while loop, we have the file name, and all we do is read out what it says. So it'll be dir bracket file name, and that'll give us the content of that file. That's it for this problem.